Dramatic moments in Indianapolis. A train plows into a truck stopped in the middle of the tracks. Thankfully, fire officials say no one was injured. Fire was caused by starch in the semi's trailer. Tonight, the showdown on Capitol Hill. A shutdown averted, but now all eyes on the battle between progressive and moderate Democrats in Congress over those dual infrastructure bills. Progressive Democrats are vowing to block the bipartisan bill unless Congress first approves the larger $3.5 trillion human infrastructure bill, expanding health care, child care, early education, and fighting climate change. So what are the latest developments on the Hill and at the White House? Rachel Scott and Terry Moran have us covered tonight. Also on the Hill, the deeply personal testimony from 3 Democratic lawmakers about their own abortions during a hearing about conservative states moving to limit abortion access.
I'm compelled to speak out because of the real risks of the clock being turned back to those days before Roe versus Wade, to the days when I was a teenager and had a back alley abortion in Mexico.
We're standing by to be joined by Representative Barbara Lee. And tonight, far from Washington and weeks before an incredibly high-stakes Supreme Court case on abortion, we spend 36 hours at Mississippi's only abortion clinic. Meet the women who rely on its care and the advocates on both sides fighting for what they believe in.
You're scared. You don't know if they're going to have that problem. And you don't know if they're going to need medical help.
I care about them, and as a Christian, obviously, I believe in the hard truths of the Bible. I'll rebuke sin, I'll call it out.
It's a stunning California beach, and nearly a century ago, it was seized from black owners. Tonight, the move by the governor of California to try to make amends to the descendants of the owners of the thriving resort that once stood there. And Terence Blanchard, best known for scoring Spike Lee films, now is breaking barriers at the Met as the first black composer to have his work performed there in the opera company's 138-year history. Our conversation with the creative genius on the gravity of this moment.
In this moment, we don't let anybody down. In this moment, we have to stand tall and let everybody know what we're capable of.
A hurt that can be erased.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lindsay Davis. Thank you so much for streaming with us. We begin tonight, of course, in Washington, where a government shutdown has been averted. But right now, a significant part of President Biden's agenda is on the line as bitter infighting between Democrats threatens to derail a campaign promise. In question, 2 infrastructure bills. A bipartisan $1 trillion physical infrastructure bill passed by the Senate already. That money would go to things like roads and bridges, public transit and airports. And a $3.5 trillion human infrastructure bill that would expand health care, child care, and help fight climate change. Here are the key players in what could be a very long night. Senators Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, and, of course, President Biden. Manchin and Sinema are holding firm, refusing to budge on their stance that the progressives' $3.5 trillion bill is too expensive. And it is Speaker Pelosi who controls when these key votes take place. Speaker Pelosi has called that human infrastructure bill, quote, the culmination of my service in Congress. Meanwhile, Biden canceled a trip to Chicago this week to try to hammer out an agreement. So what will it take to get this to the finish line? Our Rachel Scott leads us off on this busy night in Washington.
Tonight, President Biden signing the bill to avoid a government shutdown. One crisis averted, but another just around the corner. Biden's entire domestic agenda hanging in the balance. Speaker Nancy Pelosi declaring the House plans to vote tonight on the president's bipartisan $1 trillion infrastructure bill.
We're on a path to win the vote. I don't want to even consider any options other than that. That's just the way it is. We go in it to win it.
Progressives insist a vote tonight will fail, that they will reject the bill unless the House and Senate first pass a separate, massive $3.5 trillion package, covering everything from early childhood education to the battle against climate change.
Let me just tell you about negotiating. At the end, that's when you really have to weigh in. You cannot tire. You cannot concede. This is the fun part.
On the other side, 2 moderate senators, Kyrsten Sinema of Arizona and Joe Manchin of West Virginia, For them, $3.5 trillion is just too much. Today, Manchin finally going public with a price tag he would accept, $1.5 trillion, less than half of what progressives demand.
Did you share that number with the president, and has that 1.5
The last
since
week
gone
or
up?
so. The last week
Have you
or
shared
so.
it with? Has your top line raised since
my
then?
My top line has not been. My top line has been 1.5 because I believe in my heart that what we can do and what the needs we have right now and what we can afford to do without basically changing our whole society to an entitlement mentality.
Today, the head of the Progressive Caucus saying Manchin should come to the table.
My number is 3.5. Our number is 3.5. Somebody has a different offer, then they can put it on the table. So you tell us what you want. We'll figure out whether or not we can get there.
Manchin pleading with progressives.
You have a good piece of legislation. Don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. Take this one. Let's sit down and work what we can through the others and get where we can get.
Maybe she's getting an update right now about...
Speaker Pelosi working the phones nonstop, even at the congressional baseball game.
Madam Speaker, you've been working on this hour by hour. Are you any closer to bringing the two sides together?
Yes.
A $2 trillion difference, quite a big gap there. Rachel Scott joins us now. Rachel, as the speaker said today, this has been an hour-by-hour process. Do we know where things stand at this hour on a vote tonight?
Well, Lindsay, what I could tell you is right now House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and her close aides, they're huddled behind closed doors. They're working with the White House and members, and they're really trying to broker a deal that would get that bipartisan infrastructure package across the finish line and satisfy all sides that are involved. But I just spoke to a source of the Progressive Caucus who told me that as of right now, they still have the votes to sink this, and unless a deal is reached in the coming hours, they will, Lindsay.
And if this vote does fail tonight, what happens next? Can they continue to negotiate and then try again?
Yeah, you know, this is a self-imposed deadline by Democrats. They set this date. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi made some assurances to moderates that she would bring that bill to the floor of the House this week and push it forward. Obviously, there is a sense of urgency here to get that funding for roads and bridges out to the communities that need it. But there is nothing saying that this needs to be passed this week or even today. So House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, if she does not have the votes, she could kick the can further down the road. And she has made it clear she does not come to the floor to lose. Lindsay?
Really a self-imposed deadline there then. Rachel Scott, our thanks to you. And let's go now to Terry Moran, who joins us from the White House. Terry, President Biden has really been trying to get this infrastructure deal across the finish line for months with the key players. So what's the feeling at the White House right now on whether they can get this done?
You know, Lindsay, it's been a roller coaster of a day here, but they are still hopeful. The president working the phones in the Oval Office all day, really pulling out all the stops. And last night, he even attended the annual congressional baseball game, which is a real throwback given what Washington is like today. And that's part of the point. You know, I'd say this is not Joe Biden's first rodeo. 36 years in the United States Senate. He's seen a lot of legislative melodrama over the years, and he's seen it turn into law at the end of the day after a very messy process. And in these meetings and calls with members, we're told, you know, the president listens more than he dictates terms. That's his style. He says that he didn't like being told by presidents what to do when he was a senator, and he's not doing that today, or in this instance at all. There are many Democrats who wish he would be more forceful, especially with those moderates who are out of step with the majority of the party. But this is his style. And right now, despite the roller coaster, they say that they still have hope, if not tonight, then over the next few days, because they could blow through this deadline and still get something done. That's the mood here.
All right, so they're still optimistic. And just break down the significance of these bills for his agenda and what it could mean for what he can accomplish in the White House.
Well, this is it. This really is the Biden agenda. And more than that, it's the Biden ambition. He came into office hoping to be a transformative president. He had talks of going down in history like Franklin Roosevelt with these major bills that would institute child care for American families that need it, free community college, major legislation on climate change. All these things rebuilt the country's infrastructure and build it out for the 21st century. These are giant bills for a reason. They're giant ambitions. And when you push all your chips into the middle of the table like that, you are risking your presidency. And he knows he's doing that, and that's why they are not going to give up here. At the end of the day, he believes everyone involved here, because the Republicans have opted out. Everyone's a Democrat. And if you're a Democrat, you're a Democrat for a reason, and there must be a way to get this Democratic agenda done. That is their belief. That's what they're working toward. We'll see. Lindsay?
Terry Moran reporting in from the White House. Thanks so much, Terry. And now to another heated battle on Capitol Hill over abortion laws. Today, lawmakers giving raw accounts of their own experiences as a potentially groundbreaking abortion case heads to the Supreme Court. Here's ABC's Mary Alice Parks.
It was an extraordinary hearing on Capitol Hill. Several sitting members of Congress sharing deeply personal stories about their own abortions.
But I'm compelled to speak out because of the real risks of the clock being turned back to those days before Roe versus Wade, to the days when I was a teenager and had a back alley abortion in Mexico.
Terminating my pregnancy was not an easy choice.
Choosing to have an abortion was the hardest decision I had ever made.
Congresswoman Cori Bush testifying that she was raped as a teenager, got pregnant, but chose to abort her pregnancy.
To all the black women and girls who have had abortions and will have abortions, we have nothing to be ashamed of. We live in a society that has failed to legislate love and justice for us.
The issue of reproductive rights front and center again after Texas began implementing one of the most restrictive laws in the country, designed to outlaw abortions after about 6 weeks before most women even know they are pregnant. Dr. Moyetti, a Texas OBGYN, says her fellow providers are confused by the new law.
They're worried they will have to delay life-saving care for people who are very sick. It has made it extremely dangerous to be pregnant in Texas, where our maternal morbidity and mortality rate is already unconscionably high.
In response to the Texas law, the House of Representatives passed a bill last week that would cement the protections of the landmark Roe v. Wade Supreme Court case. But the bill has stalled in the Senate. Congresswoman Kat Cammack told her mother's story. Single and having suffered a previous stroke, she chose not to have an abortion, and that's why Cammack says she opposes abortion.
I would not be here had it not been for the very brave choice that my mother made. You can imagine the pain that she felt when her own family told her that she needed to abort her child.
Mary Alice Parks, ABC News, Washington.
Our thanks to Mary Alice. And now we bring in California Representative Barbara Lee, one of the congresswomen who, as you just heard, testified today. Thank you so much for joining us, Representative Lee. You told the world today a very deeply personal story, how you became pregnant at 16 and had an abortion in what you called a back alley clinic in Mexico. How hard was it to share that in Congress with the cameras rolling?
This was extremely hard. It's been very hard to talk about. Because, you know, as I said, it's nobody's business, and that's the point. It's a personal decision that I made with the help and love of my mother and her friend, and it was nobody's business, so I haven't really talked about it. Also, the stigma around it. You know, I was first black cheerleader at my high school. I was an accomplished pianist, won 2 music scholarships. You know, I got almost straight A's, a couple of B's. I was in the Honor Society, so the stigma of anybody knowing was just so traumatic until I just did not know what to do. And so my mother gave me the opportunity to make a decision. She said, it's your decision. And I prayed over it. I'm a person of faith, went to Catholic school for 8 years. And so fortunately, her loving friend in El Paso said, I know a doctor in Mexico. It's a back alley, it's a clinic, but he's compassionate, he's competent, and I'll take her there. And so actually this was my first flight to El Paso to get this back alley abortion. And the reason I'm talking about it now, and it's, again, this is the hardest decision, one, to have an abortion, but then to talk about it, is because I don't want to see my children, anyone's children, have to grow up in a world where they have to resort to back alley abortions. I mean, you know, then it was coat hanger, you sit in a hot tub of water, quinine pills. There were all kinds of horrible ways to deal with, a pregnancy, an unintended pregnancy. And I don't want that to happen. Everyone should have the right and the freedom to make their own decisions. And I see the Texas case and what's happening with the Mississippi case, what's happening throughout the country, just an effort now to turn us back to those days. So I am compelled to speak out, and I will continue fighting against what's taking place.
And you had your abortion back in the mid-1960s when abortion was illegal in California. Fast forward now 6 decades. Have you heard about women in Texas or elsewhere going to similar lengths that you did? And do you think that that's really where we could be headed, that this is potentially 1973 all over again?
Yeah, women in Texas, they don't know what to do. Providers don't know what to do. People are trying to figure out next steps. Will providers be fined? Will they get arrested? Will your family members be required to turn you in for money? The vigilante case, the vigilante provisions of this case. This is outrageous. And so women, people in Texas and throughout the country have a heck of a lot of decisions and dilemmas that have to be made, and they should not have to. They should have accessible, affordable reproductive health care, which includes abortion care.
And Mary Alice Parks mentioned that bill that expands reproductive rights, the Women's Health Protection Act. It passed in the House, but still faces an uphill battle in the Senate. Do you think that abortion is an issue that lawmakers will ever change their minds on, agree upon? And if so, how does that happen?
Well, they're going to have to, because it's not an issue that you have to agree upon. That's the point. I'm not going to tell, for instance, the Republican Congresswoman who was in the hearing today, her mother made a decision. That's their decision. I'm not going to try to say, I want to make a decision for you. That's your choice. And so I think we have to really come forward, women, people all around the country, and say, look, it's not about whether you agree or not agree or disagree with abortions. That's not the issue. The issue is about reproductive freedom. You have the freedom. I have the freedom to do what I think is best for myself, between my physician, between my minister or clergy, between my mother, my family, whomever. It's the person's decision. And that's the point. It's not about, I'm going to make you go along with my faith, or I'm going to insist that you support what I believe in. That's really not what we call freedom in this country.
And finally, just switching gears here as we head into this major vote on the infrastructure bill, you know Speaker Pelosi well. What's the latest that you're hearing on the plan for tonight and whether this can finally get across the finish line?
Well, let me tell you, I know Speaker Pelosi is working very hard. She's negotiating very diligently. She knows that this is the Biden agenda. It's not a progressive agenda. It's not the agenda that the moderates put forward. This is the Biden agenda that he campaigned on. And so Speaker Pelosi is navigating that as we speak. I know tonight we have votes maybe 9 o'clock, maybe later. But I have to tell you right now, I don't think we have the votes to just bring up one bill. So, and the speaker understands that. And so I'm confident that she's going to find a path forward because she's working very hard and she always does the right thing. And we're working together to try to make sure that we have the agreement, which was made several months ago, upheld.
Do you agree with the approach of bringing this for a vote tonight without a firm deal on the larger spending package?
No, I don't, because it's not going to pass. We don't want anything to come forward that's going to fail. And the speaker knows that. She does not want a bill to fail. We have to have something that's going to pass. And for it to pass, it has to be what we've negotiated based on the Build Back Better bill and the infrastructure bill, which is per our agreement that was made in the Senate several months ago.
Congresswoman Barbara Lee, we thank you so much for your time, for sharing your story with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Nice being with you.
While Texas stunned the nation this month with its near total ban on abortions, a Supreme Court case out of Mississippi scheduled for this fall could have a far more sweeping impact. Abortion opponents are calling it the best chance in 50 years of overturning Roe versus Wade. Abortion rights advocates warn it could clear the way for every state to write their own abortion bans. Our Devin Dwyer spent 36 hours at the only remaining clinic in Mississippi for a closer look at the case and just what's on the line.
A sultry summer weekday in Jackson, Mississippi.
Your baby is not a mistake. Your baby's a gift from God.
Love your wife, love your girlfriend, sir. You're not loving her by doing this.
Women from across the South arriving just after dawn.
Right this way.
This is your grandbaby. How can you do this to your grandchild?
Exercising a constitutional right to abortion, now under existential threat.
This is the last remaining abortion clinic in the whole state.
It is the only one.
And we have been trying so hard, and have come close a couple of times to getting it shut down.
To its defenders, Jackson Women's Health is a beacon of hope, seeing more than 200 patients a month, roughly 3,000 a year. A survivor of decades of protests and vandalism, the only abortion clinic left in Mississippi, now waging a legal war to defend a woman's right to choose.
Does this moment feel different to you?
Yeah, definitely.
Kim Gibson is a volunteer escort who helps guide women past protesters at the clinic. She says Mississippi's abortion rights case before the Supreme Court could be the most consequential in decades.
This is a real threat. All of these other things are just tiny cuts, and don't get me wrong, death by 1,000 cuts is a real thing. But this is a very tangible decision that will, if they make it, overturn Roe v. Wade.
This could be the whole country.
Correct. This will affect the whole country, absolutely.
While Texas abruptly blocked most abortions in that state this month, conservative activists in Mississippi have been laying the legal groundwork for a sweeping new national standard.
You like to see Mississippi become the first abortion-free state
Absolutely.
in the
I'd like to
country.
see any state be the first abortion-free state.
State Attorney General Lynn Fitch, who's leading the effort, and officials from abortion opponents Pro-Life Mississippi and the Center for Pregnancy Choices declined to speak with ABC News about their plans. But in court documents, Mississippi is defending a ban on abortion after 15 weeks of pregnancy before fetal viability and hoping to eradicate 50 years of Supreme Court precedent since Roe v. Wade.
I think this is the time.
It's 6 conservatives now.
Yes, we're praying that they'll be bold enough and strong enough to take a stance in for the right side.
While the prayers go up,
somebody needs to get a look inside.
Dorinda Hancock, co-founder of the Pink House Defenders, helps keep the path clear for as many women as the clinic can handle.
If you're coming to the clinic, you can pull right on in, honey.
The Defenders provide physical and moral support to women on the journey from the safety of their cars to the clinic door.
So are you just going to come out here and pray? Or are you going to come out here and yell at women?
Hancock says getting to know demonstrators by name is not just Southern hospitality.
You have to know who these people are so you know what their limits are. Because he's on our sidewalk, he intimidates our patients, and I don't think God would want that to happen. So, you can pray to get rid of abortion anywhere.
So the Bible says.
Don't stand with the sinners. Go home.
Keith Dalton is one of the regulars outside Jackson Women's Health. He's a pastor of a local church, father of 5, and a self-described former punk rocker.
I care about them as a Christian. Obviously, I believe in the hard truths of the Bible. I'll rebuke sin, I'll call it out, but at the same time I do care because I was once bound in my sin.
I was raised Southern Baptist, but it didn't last long. I mean, you talk to Shannon, everyone inside the clinic is Christian.
Jackson Women's Health, how may I help you? Our only appointment for tomorrow will be at 8 a.m.
Shannon Brewer, a Jackson native and mother of 6, has been the clinic's director for over a decade. From her office off the waiting room, she keeps constant watch on the protesters and the clinic's compliance with strict state abortion laws.
I guess I don't have an issue with somebody who's against abortion. I don't need her to convince me, so I'm not trying to convince her.
Nothing worth having comes easy.
I believe that. I truly believe that. And this place has made me believe that even more.
On the day we visited, staff were preparing for 5 scheduled surgical abortions and 30 medication abortions.
So we have to know when doctor coming in so we know what size blood to give them.
Most women here terminate their pregnancies with a pill. The drug mifepristone administered in the office, then a second drug course of misoprostol is taken at home.
So you cannot get an abortion the first visit. They have to schedule their appointment to come back in 24 hours. But the issue is, since our doctors are coming from out of town, if that patient comes on our doctor's last day, the patient has to wait a whole week to come back for their second visit.
Our job is to make sure that you feel supported in your decision and that you have all the information that you need.
In the waiting room, we found relief and anxious anticipation. 20-year-old Aaliyah, who asked not to give her real name, told us she's 14 weeks pregnant.
It came in kind of wishy-washy, but I feel like I have been well informed as well as taken care of mentally in the way that they treat patients.
27-year-old Erin, who also asked not to use her real name, is 10 weeks pregnant and drove 2 hours for her appointment.
I wish there was more places like this, closer, you know, just kind of everywhere.
In 1996, when the clinic opened, women had access to abortion care at nearly a dozen facilities across Mississippi. But a cascade of onerous state laws gradually forced many of those clinics to close. By 2006, Jackson Women's Health was the only clinic left, and in 2013, it was nearly forced to shut down before a federal court blocked a hospital admitting privileges law that would have left the clinic without any doctors.
They wanted safe, legal abortions. Now you have safe, legal abortions. Now, guess what? You're going to throw all of that away to turn around and have unsafe, illegal abortions? Now you're going to have women dying, women showing up at the hospital, women hemorrhaging, women infections. That's what you're going to have.
A lawyer from Mississippi told us off camera that the state's position is that the Supreme Court got Roe versus Wade egregiously wrong and that there's no fundamental right to abortion in the text of the Constitution. The state tells the justices in court documents that long-standing precedent has damaged the democratic process, poisoned our national discourse, and plagued the law. Mississippi also argues that a lot has changed since the 1973 decision. Adoption is accessible and on a wide scale. Women attain both professional success and a rich family life. Contraceptives are more available and effective. And scientific advances show that an unborn child has taken on the human form and features months before viability. The state's attorneys argue states should be able to act on those developments.
Do you think about the justices? I mean, and do you think that Ruth Bader Ginsburg's death sort of cleared the way for this?
I kind of think about the people that are on there, but I'm not quite sure if these people actually want to be remembered for overturning.
Throughout the pandemic and as the legal battle heats up, the flow of women seeking out abortion at Jackson Women's Health has continued nonstop.
Some women of all ages, you know, have to make this difficult decision in their life.
Nicole, who's 8 weeks pregnant, told us an abortion is not something she or any woman want to have, but that having the choice is critical.
I do have other children, but I've also lost a child. And so having a child pass away of health issues, you don't want to bring it. You're scared. You don't know if they're going to have that problem. And you don't know if they're going to need medical help and if that's something that, you know, you can take on. And it's just not something that my husband and I are ready for. We're just not ready yet.
How great of a job are we doing as a people, as women, as you know, pro-choice people? How great of a job are we really doing if we're the only ones that are open?
A pivotal moment for a movement and for women on the front lines.
Years ago, I had the ability to make the best choice for me, which was to have an abortion. And I think that over the years, people have just gotten, I guess, complacent, expecting that Roe v. Wade and legal abortion will always be available to them.
You've seen a lot of these legal battles.
This is the breaker. This is the one that says there will still be access to abortion in Mississippi, or there won't.
For ABC News, I'm Devin Dwyer in Jackson, Mississippi.
The debate continues. Our thanks to Devin for that. And now to the pandemic and the crackdown this week on unvaccinated workers and the key tests those mandates are starting to face in courts. Companies like United are laying off workers this week who did not get a shot. New York City's teachers and staff face a deadline of tomorrow. All this comes as there is increasing concern about COVID spreading among children who cannot yet get a shot. Our Whit Johnson reports.
Tonight, the nationwide crackdown on workers who refuse the vaccine. From California, where healthcare employees had until today to be fully vaccinated or risk losing their jobs, to New York City, where teachers and staff face a deadline of tomorrow night to get their first shots.
I believe we should have a choice in what we decide to put in our bodies.
In New York, nearly 100% of healthcare workers in the state's largest hospital system, Northwell Health, are now fully vaccinated.
It was the right thing to do. I will stand with that. It was hard to do, though. It's hard to force people to do something that you truly wish they would do voluntarily.
But late today, a federal appeals court blocked the firing of New York healthcare workers who claimed a religious exemption, pending the outcome of a court hearing next month. The battle over vaccines boiling over in New Hampshire. Protesters disrupting an executive council meeting over vaccine outreach. State police escorting some employees and public health officials out of the building to safety.
Saying to people, I know where you live, I think that's intimidating and threatening.
And tonight, growing concerns about COVID and kids. 2 children in Virginia dying from the virus in just 2 days, including 10-year-old Teresa Sperry. The state of Ohio seeing the country's second highest number of child hospitalizations.
Pretty hard to keep our heads above water day in and day out.
It comes as we're learning more about the risks of long-haul COVID symptoms, like shortness of breath and abdominal pain. A new study from Oxford found that 37% of COVID survivors experience at least one symptom 3 to 6 months after infection. Scott Plout got COVID last December, but still needs oxygen and cardiac rehab. He's urging everyone to get the vaccine.
Unless you want to go into a hospital and have something cut into your throat for a tracheostomy, go 105 days without eating or drinking anything and likely lose your life. I say, go for that vaccine.
Whit Johnson joins us now. And with the study on long haulers shows that more than 1/3 of COVID survivors have at least one symptom 3 to 6 months after infection. But some doctors treating these patients are seeing symptoms long after that, it sounds like.
Lindsay, we've heard from doctors who've treated patients 9 months, even up to 18 months after their initial COVID infections. Common symptoms like fatigue, brain fog, shortness of breath, and even depression. And some of those patients had no issues early on, only to experience those long-haul symptoms months later. Lindsay?
Whit, thanks so much. We turn now to America's ongoing gun violence. According to the Gun Violence Archive, more than 2,500 children between the ages of 12 to 17 have been injured by guns this year alone. Today, a teen from Memphis became yet another victim of this terrible statistic after being shot by a fellow student at school. Our Steve Osunsami has those details.
Parents at this South Memphis grade school tonight just can't believe this is happening again in America and happening to them. A teenage boy brought a gun to school and shot a 13-year-old student.
I have a juvenile that has been shot. Possible suspect responsible is still inside the school.
Shortly after 9:15 this morning, Memphis police had to race to Cummings Elementary School. With 500 students on lockdown, police swept the school searching for the child with the gun.
The shooting occurred in a stairwell inside the school. And from the video evidence that we've reviewed, there were no other students around.
Police believe the boy with the firearm is also a 13-year-old student at the school and say he somehow left the school in a car. At this Baptist church a half-mile away, frightened parents had to wait for their children.
My daughter had texted me and told me it was a little boy in her class that was shot, and she said, "Mama, come and get me."
The parents were standing in the pouring rain for hours, praying their kids would walk out of the church doors.
They came out with a smile, and they just came out with a smile and hugged us. So they okay. They okay.
Across the country so far this year, the data shows more than 50 school shootings on school campuses, 13 people dead and 40 wounded. A very frustrated school superintendent in Memphis tonight says this shouldn't be happening.
No way a child should have a gun. This must stop.
So far, authorities aren't sharing a motive, but say that the 13-year-old who's accused is in police custody tonight and is likely to be charged with attempted murder. Police say he ran from the scene. The victim in this case, who is also a child, is expected to make a full recovery. Lindsay,
Steve, thank you. When we come back, the terrifying shootout on the streets of Chicago caught on dash cam. What the FBI says they were doing back in the home of Brian Laundrie, the missing person of interest in the Gabby Petito case. But up next, the governor's intervention leading to beachfront property being returned to one black family 100 years after it was seized.
All right, here we go. You ready? Let's do it.
Yes, it's the show America wants and America needs right now.
This is What Would You Do? Let's go. How are you?
Yeah. So what will you be watching Saturdays on ABC News Live?
What would you do?
Hey, I guess I just found out.
The What Would You Do Marathon, 12 to 6 Eastern, every Saturday on ABC News Live.
My favorite show.
This is what being live is all about. This is ABC News Live.
All right, we're gonna move back. Let's move back. We're surrounded by people
Squeezing into this bomb shelter.
We're on an urgent delivery run.
Not afraid to go there.
So my question, Mr. President, what are you so afraid of?
Breaking news, live events.
This is the moment.
Streaming straight to you, anytime, anywhere.
You just met one friend right here.
You're watching ABC News Live. Thanks for streaming with us.
Admit it. These days, what you need to know
Seems to change just about every day.
what is it that you really want to know, need to know,
To help you not just get through your day,
but to make the most of it. Feel smarter.
feel better.
Feel happier.
Well, how about a third hour of Good Morning America?
GMA 3, what you need to know. Now streaming on ABC News Live.
It's all about you.
This is American history. A violent white mob, a brutal attack, 300 black Americans killed right here in America. Now, it is time to uncover Tulsa's buried truth. The gripping story brought to light in a new podcast from ABC News. Available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app.
Sex, gambling, fraud, betrayal, and murder. Cutthroat Inc., the podcast. A family on a mission to find their son. A year's worth of conversations with the killer. Cutthroat Inc. Subscribe for free now on your favorite podcast app. Hours, Assault on the Capitol, the ABC News original, exclusively on Hulu, now streaming. Now with so much on the line, more Americans are turning to David Muir and ABC's World News Tonight than any other program across all of television.
As the topic of reparations continues to gain steam in some parts of the country, one county took a step today in the hopes of not only acknowledging, but hopefully repairing on some level an egregious action from more than 100 years ago. ABC's Zareen Shah brings us this report from Los Angeles.
Tonight, a century-long injustice now corrected. Los Angeles County giving this beachfront property to the Bruce family. Descendants accepting the Manhattan Beach land that Willa and Charles Bruce bought in 1912 for $1,200. Their great-great-grandson Anthony Bruce giving thanks.
And I want to thank everyone who is here today.
This less than a quarter acre now worth millions. The Bruces were among the city's first black landowners, creating a resort for many barred from beaches because of segregation. The couple then becoming targets of racist attacks. In 1929, Manhattan Beach took the Bruces' property by eminent domain, citing the urgent need for a public park. But for decades, it sat empty. Black Lives Matter protests quickly catching the attention of lawmakers. Is this enough?
No, this is only the first step in our fight for justice for Charles and Willa Bruce and their descendants. The first demand we had was to restore the land to the family. There's also the restitution of the loss of revenue for the past 97 years.
Tonight, the governor signing into law the land's return.
At long last, reason to celebrate. ABC's Zareen Shah joins us now. Zareen, you spoke to a family member and also lawmakers about what comes next. What do they have to say?
Yeah, Lindsay, so right now this area behind me, the former Bruce property, is now a lifeguard station, or I should say, and it's now back to the Bruces. And they say, the family says they want to keep it that way. They want to lease the land to the county. But as for exactly what's next with all these other properties, I asked the governor, the county supervisor, and a family member, how do you right all these other wrongs? There are so many other cases like this one. How far back are we going to go? Look, they didn't have specific answers, but a member of the Bruces family says this is a milestone. This sets a precedent right here. It is just the beginning. The county supervisor says they're going to study this really hard. They're going to look at other places where they can make amends. I asked the governor the same question. How are you going to right all these other wrongs? He says, look, this one was obvious. This was taken away by an emergency clause. They never did anything with the land, what they said they were going to do. It made sense to give it back. But he says he has started a reparations task force. He says they're going to spend the next year coming up with some ideas, and hopefully they'll reconvene and share them with all of us. Lindsay?
Does set a major precedent indeed. Zareen, thanks so much. Still ahead here on Prime, the passenger who jumped onto the wing of a plane in Miami and what happened next. History at the opera, our conversation with the first black composer at the New York Met and what he hopes will happen in the future. And how long may the Western mega drought out west last? Should we take a look by the numbers? But first, our tweet of the day, the Super Bowl halftime show has been announced.
Guide you through it all tonight. We have made it through another week together.
Big hug,
We tell all our patients how much they're loved. We hold their hands.
David, we're showing our love and support for all the ICU staff.
They're the heroes in this.
It was an extraordinary story.
A computer salesman was supposed to report to prison to begin a 17-year sentence.
They let him turn himself into jail with no escort.
No one thought he would run.
How do you evade capture for 25 years? How do you do that?
Now, join the search, following the U.S. Marshals as they uncover new leads in a global manhunt. Can you help catch this fugitive?
Have you seen this man?
Have you seen this man?
Have you seen this man? Listen and join the all-new hunt wherever you get your podcasts.
Please begin.
This is the testimony of Elizabeth Holmes,
the Stanford dropout who appeared poised to change the world but didn't.
Her fall from grace was spectacular.
Elizabeth is finally going to trial.
This case will probably go down in Silicon Valley history.
But to this day, Elizabeth maintains her innocence. We'll take you inside the courtroom. If history is any indication, Elizabeth Holmes is not going down without a fight. Follow The Dropout, Elizabeth Holmes on Trial, wherever you get your podcasts.
This is what being live is all about. This is ABC News Live.
All right, we're gonna move back. Let's move back.
We're surrounded by people
Squeezing into this bomb shelter.
We're on an urgent delivery run.
Not afraid to go there.
So my question, Mr. President, what are you so afraid of?
Breaking news, live events.
This is the moment.
Streaming straight to you, anytime, anywhere.
You just met one friend right here.
You're watching ABC News Live. Thanks for streaming with us.
Now streaming on ABC News Live 2020. True crime, cinematic, real-life drama, stunning, the unthinkable. Follow the clues. The Hunt. True crime 2020. Now streaming on ABC News Live.
The most powerful stories of our time, anytime. Nightline.
Welcome back, everyone. Now to the dangerous mega drought in the American West and a new prediction that the thirst for water is unlikely to be quenched in the near future. We take a look by the numbers. For much of the U.S. Southwest, the current drought will last through 2022 and potentially longer, according to a new report by NOAA. In 6 states, precipitation totals in the last 20 months are the lowest since at least 1895. Meanwhile, daily average temperatures have been the 3rd highest on record. That combination condition is causing punishing and unprecedented drought conditions. Right now, more than 93% of the West is in a drought, and more than half of the region is in an extreme drought. In California, more than 45% of the state is now in a so-called exceptional drought, which is the highest level. All told, more than 57 million Americans are currently experiencing drought-like conditions. And for all Americans, NOAA is now predicting the entire country will have warmer than average temperatures through October. And we still have lots to get to here on Prime. A major volcanic eruption, this time in Hawaii. And if you have certain Hyundais or Kias, we have some recall news. But first, a look at our top trending stories on abcnews.com.
It's an extraordinary story.
A computer salesman was supposed to report to prison to begin a 17-year sentence.
They let him turn himself into jail with no escort.
No one thought he would run.
How do you evade capture for 25 years? How do you do that?
Now, join the search, following the U.S. Marshals as they uncover new leads in a global manhunt. Can you help catch this fugitive?
Have you seen this man?
Have you seen this man?
Have you seen this man? Listen and join the all-new hunt wherever you get your podcast.
The most powerful stories of our time, anytime. Nightline.
Now streaming on ABC News Live 2020. True crime, cinematic, real-life drama, stunning, the unthinkable. Follow the clues. The Hunt. True crime 2020. Now streaming on ABC News Live. This is what being live is all about. This is ABC News Live.
All right, we're gonna move back. Let's move back.
We're surrounded by people
Squeezing into this bomb shelter.
We're on an urgent delivery run.
Not afraid to go there.
So my question, Mr. President, what are you so afraid of?
Breaking news, live events.
This is the moment.
Streaming straight to you, anytime, anywhere.
You just met one friend right here.
You're watching ABC News Live. Thanks for streaming with us.
The bill is passed.
On the Hill, a bipartisan group of senators voting to fund the government through early December, a vote that came just hours before the deadline.
The Democratic majority has begun to realize that the way forward on basic governing duties matches the roadmap that Republicans have been laying out for months.
With one hurdle out of the way, the focus now shifts to President Biden's ambitious domestic agenda. Speaker Nancy Pelosi still promising a vote on the Senate's bipartisan infrastructure package to rebuild the nation's roads, bridges, and broadband internet today.
We are proceeding in a very positive way to bring up the bill.
But progressive House Democrats are vowing to defeat the $1 trillion package unless moderate Democrats in the Senate also agree to a larger $3.5 trillion spending bill that combats climate change, provides universal pre-K and child care, and lowers the costs of prescription drugs. The group blaming Senators Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin for putting both bills at risk. Today, Senator Manchin finally publicly revealing some of his demands.
I thought it was shared with other people within that maybe had not been. Now, the 1.5 was always done from my heart to basically what we could do and not jeopardize our economy.
House Democrats responding that Manchin's offer still wasn't enough for them to vote for the infrastructure bill, but they are ready to negotiate.
We are not in the business, right, of wasting this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Police in Chicago are looking for suspects following a shootout in broad daylight. Gunshots echoing down the streets. Dashcam video shows gunmen shooting at each other as two cars race down an avenue in the Fulton River district. People can be seen running for cover. Police say 5 people were wounded, including a suspected shooter and 4 bystanders. No arrests have been made.
A man arrested in Miami after taking a walk on the wing of a plane. Officials say a flight from Colombia was taxiing to the terminal when the man opened the emergency door and just walked out.
33-year-old Christian Segura, an American citizen, was taken into custody by law enforcement officers. No one else on the plane was harmed, and the incident did not cause any delays for the other passengers.
The world's most active volcano is in the U.S., and it's erupting again.
Lava is visible on the Hawaii's Big Island.
There is now a red alert in place on Hawaii's Big Island. Increased earthquake activity and ground swelling has been detected. A red alert means a bigger eruption could be imminent. With the ash coming out and the threat of more, the aviation code has been changed to red as well, meaning watch out. Kilauea had a major eruption in 2018. Over 700 homes were destroyed. So far, the lava is not near homes. This time, it's in Kilauea's crater. Large crowds are expected to flock to see the lava.
And on Spain's Canary Islands, the lava continues to flow over the slopes of the island into the Atlantic Ocean.
This is called a delta. Satellite imagery shows a tongue of molten rock building up on the island's western shore that measured 835 acres. Scientists are concerned because when the lava meets the water, it emits a lot of water vapor and toxic gases.
Two car companies, Hyundai and Kia, now recalling over 500,000 vehicles over turn signals that could point the wrong way when turned on. It affects Hyundai Sonatas and Kia Sedonas.
A surprise at Dollar Tree stores because it turns out you'll need more than just $1.
The company is raising prices because of inflation. It's warning some items will be 2 or 3 times more expensive.
Of course, there's been plenty of reaction. The Dictionary.com Twitter account asked the question, has the definition of dollar changed?
The hunt for Brian Laundrie continues in Florida. The FBI returned to his family home today as we continue to learn more details about the days leading up to Gabby Petito's disappearance and ultimately her death. ABC's Victor Oquendo has more.
Tonight, the FBI back at Brian Laundrie's family home amid newly released police records showing that 2 calls involving the Laundrie house were made the day before Gabby Petito was reported missing, and 3 calls came the next day. The nature of those calls has not been revealed.
Can you tell us why you were at the Laundrie house?
Today, the family's attorney saying agents were there to collect some personal items belonging to Brian that will assist the canines in their search. Laundrie now missing for nearly 2 weeks after he returned to Northport, Florida alone. He'd been on a cross-country trip with girlfriend Gabby Petito, who was later found dead in Wyoming.
Do you know where Brian Laundrie is?
Are they cooperating?
And tonight, more details emerging about Laundrie's whereabouts before he vanished. The family's attorney confirming he bought a new cell phone at an AT&T store, though it was not clear why he needed it. The FBI now in possession of that phone. Investigators also seen searching the Laundrie's camper that they took on a Labor Day trip to Fort DeSoto Park. This couple, who was camping nearby, says they saw Brian and his parents together.
Apparently, they were at the campground when we were there, and they were right next to us.
One of the couple's selfies capturing who they believe is Brian Laundrie walking in the background, possibly his last public sighting.
They kept to themselves. They were there, and then they weren't.
And because of all of the media attention on Gabby Petito's case, there's been a recent spotlight on missing persons cases across the country, like Robert Lowry from Houston. He was visiting Wyoming in August when he went missing. Authorities say that they have now discovered a body matching his description just this week, and his family in part credits the Gabby Petito case. The manner of death in Robert Lowry's case is still pending. Lindsay?
Victor, thank you. This week, the Metropolitan Opera here in New York City kicked off its new season with a historic premiere. For the first time, a black composer was on the stage, and we got to talk to him about this historic moment.
In New York City this week, the excitement reached a crescendo even before the first note was sung. From Times Square to Lincoln Square and far beyond, New York's Metropolitan Opera is ushering in a new season with a watershed moment in its 138-year history. Oscar nominee and 6-time Grammy winner Terence Blanchard is no stranger to success. If you've seen any of Spike Lee's movies, from Malcolm X to Da 5 Bloods,
I've been wanting to talk to you.
You've heard his music. But this week he's making history as the first black composer to be presented by the Met.
How did you find out the news that you're going to be the first?
Well, I got a call from Peter Gelb, and he asked me to bring the opera here.
He composed the score for the opera, adopted from Charles Blow's Fire Shut Up in My Bones.
I am what I am.
The trumpeter's excitement to compose for the Met Opera wasn't just a personal accomplishment, it is a shared success for those who had the talent but simply lacked the opportunity.
William Grant Still actually approached the Met to have one of his pieces performed. And there were some very nasty letters written to the Met about why this dilettante should not have his piece premiered at the Met. And Howard Swanson, these are people who were really great composers, black composers, who never really got the opportunity to have their work done on a major stage. And we have to take this moment seriously. And the beautiful thing about all of this, I have to tell you, is that everybody in this production has taken ownership of this piece.
Between church and his childhood home, music was always a part of his life. But it is his father he credits with introducing him to the world of classical music. What do you think Dad's reaction from above is about where you are right now?
He's up there telling me I told you so. Because he wanted me to be a classical musician when I was a kid. I heard opera as a kid growing up, you know, never imagining that I would be in this place in this moment in my time.
Blanchard's history-making achievement came about in the wake of the racial unrest in this country that erupted in the streets in last year's summer of protests.
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
George Floyd has had a huge effect on this entire moment that we're talking about. And unfortunately, we owe him a debt of gratitude. That video opened up a lot of hearts and minds because a lot of people started to realize, no, there has to be some change in this country. We have to start dealing with people on the basis of their abilities, you know, not just who they are. And of course, Black Lives Matter, George Floyd, it's the reason why we're here. And it's the reason why we have to make sure that in this moment, we don't let anybody down. In this moment, we have to stand tall and let everybody know what we're capable of.
Blanchard has long taken the real-life pain and joy of the black community and translated it into music. How different is it to compose for a movie soundtrack versus a live stage performance?
It's a lot of detailed work because the other issue, too, is that no soprano is the same, no baritone is the same. So you have to learn these voices, and you have to understand how these voices operate and bloom in certain registers to get a certain desired effect when creating the music for this opera. Tell a story, but make sure that all of the elements come together to tell a story, not just the words.
He says Blow's memoir of a young black boy in the Louisiana South overcoming a traumatic childhood is told on stage in a way that transcends race. Being the first black musical composer for the Met, do you feel like this will widen up the audience for opera?
I know that when we started rehearsal, some of the people in the cast were talking about how they wanted their family to come see this because they know these characters. So hopefully it will widen the audience. We're trying to create something that's relevant and meaningful to a lot of people. And the thing that I've been telling my friends who are not opera buffs, I'm like, don't think of opera. I said, this is the highest form of musical theater you can ever experience.
But Blanchard says he wants to be a turnkey, not a token. And despite his barrier-breaking achievements, he says that's still not enough.
I think it's time for people to understand that there are more stories to be told. Women should have the opportunity to write. There's people from other races that should have the opportunity to tell their stories. This is a global community. You know, we keep talking about the United States being a melting pot. We have to put our money where our mouth is and really open up these doors for everybody to have an opportunity.
Our thanks to Mr. Blanchard for chatting with us. And before we go tonight, the image of the day. No real significance behind this one. Just an excuse to show a beautifully shot picture of a boy kicking a soccer ball in Sydney, Australia, with a severe storm looming and forecasters warning people to come in. But he lingered a bit longer to have just a little bit more fun. That is our show for this hour. Be sure to stay tuned to ABC News Live for more context and analysis of the day's top stories. Thanks so much for streaming with us. next hour, we're staying on top of several things, including the latest in the investigation into a missing Central Florida woman and her testimony during the confirmation hearings of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas rocked the country. Fast forward 30 years later, Anita Hill is out with a new book exploring gender violence, and we speak to her. Stay with us.
Extraordinary story.
A computer salesman was supposed to report to prison to begin a 17-year sentence.
They let him turn himself into jail with no escort.
No one thought he would run.
How do you evade capture for 25 years? How do you do that?
Now, join the search, following the U.S. Marshals as they uncover new leads in a global manhunt. Can you help catch this fugitive?
Have you seen this man?
Have you seen this man?
Have you seen this man? Listen and join the all-new hunt wherever you get your podcasts.
When you wake up in the morning,
let's do this.
Yes. I'll be by your side. I'll be there by your side.
Good morning, America.
Admit it. These days, what you need to know
Seems to change just about every day.
What is it that you really want to know, need to know?
To help you not just get through your day,
but to make the most of it. Feel smarter.
Feel better.
Feel happier.
Well, how about a third hour of Good Morning America?
GMA 3, what you need to know. Now streaming on ABC News Live.
It's all about you.
Please begin.
This is the testimony of Elizabeth Holmes,
the Stanford dropout who appeared poised to change the world but didn't.
Her fall from grace was spectacular.
Elizabeth is finally going to trial.
This case will probably go down in Silicon Valley history.
But to this day, Elizabeth maintains her innocence. We'll take you inside the courtroom. If history is any indication, Elizabeth Holmes is not going down without a fight. Follow The Dropout, Elizabeth Holmes on Trial, wherever you get your podcasts.
Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, Michael Strahan. Wake up with America's #1 most watched morning show, ABC's
Good Morning America.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lindsay Davis. Thank you so much for streaming with us. We're monitoring several developments here at ABC News at this hour. The nation's varying vaccine mandates are facing their first test. New York City teachers and school staff have until tomorrow to be vaccinated, while California's healthcare workers' deadline is today. Northwell Health, New York State's largest healthcare system, laid off a few hundred employees who refused to get vaccinated. They say its workforce of more than 77,000 people is now near 100% vaccination. A 13-year-old boy is in critical condition tonight after a shooting at a Memphis elementary school. The suspect turned himself in after an initial search by police. No other injuries were reported. The victim is expected to make a full recovery. And tonight, the search continues for 19-year-old Maya Marcano. Police in Orange County, Florida, are saying that they believe Armando Caballero is still the primary suspect in her disappearance. The two had worked together in the apartment building where they both lived. Caballero was found dead of an apparent suicide, according to authorities. They do not believe others were involved. And now we go back to Washington, where a government shutdown has been averted. But right now, part of President Biden's agenda is on the line as infighting between Democrats threatens to derail any deal on those two major spending bills on physical and human infrastructure. So what will it take to get this across the finish line? Here's ABC's Rachel Scott.
Tonight, President Biden signing the bill to avoid a government shutdown. One crisis averted, but another just around the corner. Biden's entire domestic agenda hanging in the balance. Speaker Nancy Pelosi declaring the House plans to vote tonight on the president's bipartisan $1 trillion infrastructure bill.
We're on a path to win the vote. I don't want to even consider any options other than that. That's just the way it is. We go in it to win it.
Progressives insist a vote tonight will fail, that they will reject the bill unless the House and Senate first pass a separate, massive $3.5 trillion package covering everything from early childhood education to the battle against climate change.
Let me just tell you about negotiating. At the end, that's when you really have to weigh in. You cannot tire. You cannot concede. This is the fun part.
On the other side, two moderate senators, Kyrsten Sinema of Arizona and Joe Manchin of West Virginia. For them, $3.5 trillion is just too much. Today, Manchin finally going public with a price tag he would accept, $1.5 trillion, less than half of what progressives demand.
Did you share that number with the president, and has that 1.5
the last
since
week
gone
or
up?
so? The last week
Have you
or
shared
so.
it with? Has your top line raised since then?
My top line has not been. My top line has been 1.5 because I believe in my heart that what we can do and what the needs we have right now and what we can afford to do without basically changing our whole society to an entitlement mentality.
Today, the head of the Progressive Caucus saying Manchin should come to the table.
My number is 3.5. Our number is 3.5. Somebody has a different offer, then they can put it on the table. So you tell us what you want. We'll figure out whether or not we can get there.
Manchin pleading with progressives.
You have a good piece of legislation. Don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. Take this one. Let's sit down and work what we can through the others and get where we can get.
Maybe she's getting an update right now about...
Speaker Pelosi working the phones nonstop, even at the congressional baseball game.
Madam Speaker, you've been working on this hour by hour. Are you any closer to bringing the two sides together?
Yes.
Yes, she says, optimistic still, our thanks to Rachel Scott. And now to the latest on the coronavirus pandemic. The vaccine mandate showdown continues across the country. And now new proposed legislation could also require airline passengers flying domestically to show proof of vaccination or a negative test if it's passed. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
The pushback against vaccine mandates growing from Illinois.
I was told I had to leave the building because I did not follow the governor's mandate.
To New York, where the state's largest healthcare system is almost 100% vaccinated after firing hundreds of employees for not getting their shots despite the new state requirement for all healthcare workers. Pilot unions for American and Southwest are asking the White House for exemptions to the federal vaccine mandate, warning of travel chaos during the holidays.
We want to make sure there are pilots on the flight deck this holiday season when this mandate kicks in.
California Senator Dianne Feinstein also introducing new legislation that would require airline passengers flying domestically to show proof of vaccination, a negative test, or recent recovery from the virus.
It really would just be kind of adding restrictions in the U.S. that already exist elsewhere in the world and that have been working pretty well to contain COVID.
43-year-old Sarah Kyle, who suffers from multiple sclerosis, spent 2 months in a Cleveland hospital on a ventilator and feeding tube. She was vaccine hesitant, but has now had a change of heart.
Now I am a true believer of getting the vaccine. I don't think anybody else wants to go through what I've gone through. So please go get your vaccine.
Our thanks to Rena for that. And turning overseas now, where former London police officer Wayne Couzens was sentenced to the rest of his life in prison for the kidnapping, rape and murder of 33-year-old Sarah Everard after luring her off of a street in South London back in March. It was a crime that sparked protests in Great Britain and beyond and a national reckoning over violence against women. Prime Minister Boris Johnson responded to today's sentencing, saying people must be able to walk on our streets without fear of harm and with full confidence that the police are able to keep them safe. ABC's Maggie Ruley joins us now from London. Maggie, this is a crime that certainly shocked the UK and really around the world. There were protests with this police officer abusing his power to kidnap and kill a young woman simply walking home late at night. And we learned more details through the sentencing of what happened to Sarah Everard. Tell us what you know.
Yeah, Lindsay, this case has been horrifying from the start. We were at those protests from the very beginning. There was so much anger and anguish. And now the more we learn, the more horrific the details are. This was an abuse of power just to the fullest extent. Wayne Couzens was a police officer. He had just wrapped up a shift outside the U.S. Embassy. We know Sarah Everard was walking home. He then abused his power as a police officer using a warrant license to theoretically put her under arrest. Sarah thought she was being arrested. He accused her of breaking lockdown. That was what he accused her of. He put her into handcuffs, put her in the back of his police car, but he then took her to a rural area where we now know he raped and murdered Sarah, then tried to dispose of the body. Lindsay, this is so horrific, not only from the brutality of it, but also, again, that abuse of power. The organization that men and women think are going to keep them safe just turned around and abused in the worst way possible.
And the judge gave a life sentence, which is rare in England. What did he say about this attack and why it was so horrific?
Yeah, this is an incredibly rare sentence, Lindsay, and it's something that the courts have to justify for what they call unthinkable crimes of a serious nature. And the judge has said something interesting. I want to read it out loud for you because he calls this attack an attack on the bedrock of a safe society. The fact that he wasn't just abusing his badge, it undermined trust in the entire police force. And the judge goes on to say that it was an attack on the underpinnings of our democratic way of life. He compares it to an ideological attack, a terrorist attack, and that's how he was able to give such a harsh sentencing. We heard a statement from Sarah's mother, and Lindsay, I have to say, it's almost hard to read out loud. It was so heartbreaking, and I think just shares the anguish of mothers that hear this story. Her mom read a statement in court. She says she spent her last hours on this earth with the very worst of humanity. In the morning, I wake up to the awful reality that Sarah is gone. In the evenings, at the time she was abducted, I let out a silent scream. Don't get in the car, Sarah. Don't believe him. Run.
Oh, man. That is really hard to hear, Maggie. And of course, we all saw those widespread protests this spring after this happened. So how are women there reacting today? And will police there be able to get trust back?
That's the big question here, Lindsay. I think a lot of that trust was fundamentally rocked. Again, that's why that judge laid down such a harsh sentence against Wayne Couzens. We've been at those protests, again, Lindsay, from the very beginning. We were out there with the women, and the thing I kept feeling from them was this anger and then this distrust of the police force. And many people pointed to this crime, saying it is a heinous crime, it is a horrific crime, but it was sort of an exceptional crime. This is not the norm, but it did point to something that they said was more of the fabric of these institutions, like a police force and this abuse of power. How do you change that going forward? It's going to be an uphill battle. As we talked to one MP here and a government official in London a few months ago, and she told us, she was out there on the streets 30 years ago for Reclaim the Night. She cannot believe she's out there again. So many of these women are just tired to keep fighting this way, and the police force is going to have a long battle ahead of them to regain that trust.
Yeah, understandable why. Maggie Rulli, our thanks to you. It's been nearly 30 years since Anita Hill's testimony before the Senate Judiciary Committee, where she detailed her allegations of sexual harassment at the hands of then Supreme Court Justice nominee Clarence Thomas. Now the legal scholar and activist draws on this experience as she explores the crisis of gender violence in her new book, Believing: Our 30-Year Journey to End Gender Violence. Professor Anita Hill is now with us. And Professor, we thank you so much for your time and joining us tonight. In the book, you describe gender-based violence as an umbrella term that at times lacks nuance. Break down for us how this term should really be reimagined at this point.
Well, the term came to me because of the thousands of stories that I was hearing from survivors of gender-based violence. And they told me stories ranging from bullying to sexual harassment in the workplace, to rape, sexual assault, sexual extortion, and coercion, and intimate partner violence as well. And it occurred to me that we really weren't just talking about one problem, that we're talking about a number of behaviors under the umbrella of one problem. And if we were going to really get to understand and eliminate any of it, was that we had to consider all of the different behaviors.
You write that gender violence is a systemic issue intersecting with almost all other problems in our society. How does one even begin to address a problem that has become really so entrenched in our culture?
Well, in the book, I describe it as a bit like boiling the ocean. But one way I think that is very helpful to understand it is, again, through the stories that I present in the book and in the stories that have come to me that don't even make it into the book. And that is to break it down into three elements. One is the behavior itself. And I've heard about a whole range of behaviors, and I've already alluded to that. But another thing that people tell me about are the cultural responses to their issues, to the problems that they talk about or that they complain about in their workplace or that they go to the police about in terms of sexual assault and intimate partner violence. And they also then talk about the processes. So there are a combination of things that we need to be looking at. We need to be looking at behavior and understanding the behavior. But we also need to be looking at the cultural responses.
You and I were discussing just a little while ago the statistic that American women are more likely to die at the hands of domestic abuse than they are of cancer. And yet we hear proactively people taking, their efforts in order to try to, stop deaths from cancer. But yet we don't hear and see the headlines talking about the deaths resulting from domestic abuse. Why do you think that is?
And that really is due to the cultural response. The cultural response, as well as the processes that you have to go through to get law enforcement's attention to domestic violence, really look very often at the problem as a personal problem, a private problem, a family problem very often. And we haven't really invested and really question how this is a problem that is not only hurting the individual victims, but it's a problem that is hurting all of us. It hurts families, it hurts communities.
Now, you title your book Believing and present a somewhat optimistic perspective on our path to overcoming gender violence, believing that change as a society is possible. So what gives you this optimism, this sense of hope?
Well, it comes in part from my personal experience of seeing my life change and believing that, having gone through a process of change myself, that the country can actually go through a process of change. I've seen some of it already. I've seen much more activism. I've seen, student activists around sexual assault and on campuses. I've seen a whole number of organizations grown up over the last 30 years that deal with sexual harassment and rape in certain populations like domestic workers or restaurant workers. I've seen women of color and Black feminism emerge to address these issues.
And speaking of change, in a few days, it'll mark 30 years since your testimony at the Clarence Thomas hearings, testimony that at the time was dismissed and ridiculed by some. Do you think that if your experience happened today, that the treatment you received would change in any way?
Well, that's hard to say whether the treatment would change. I can tell you, though, that the process matters. The process for taking in a claim against a powerful political figure, a Supreme Court nominee, as well as the president who has sponsored them, has not changed. But I do think that the public attitude has changed. And that was pretty evident after Christine Blasey Ford's testimony. The public really understood that at the very least, that she needed a fair opportunity to be heard.
And during the election, President Biden apologized for his actions as chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee during your testimony. Yet in the book, you write that his apology fell short. What do you believe that the president and those in power need to do to truly commit to ending gender violence? And perhaps also, just to piggyback off the last answer, to change the process?
Well, one thing is, that to me is a very easy answer in terms of the process of the Senate Judiciary Committee. But I think what was missing from President Biden's apology was the acknowledgement of the real harm. I mean, we just talked about the harm from intimate partner violence. We haven't even begun to talk about the problem of the harm that's caused by rape and sexual assault and the failed processes for those two behaviors. We haven't begun to talk about bullying and harassment and assault in schools that happen to children because of their gender or gender identity or the way they present themselves in terms of their sex and gender. We have only began to acknowledge the process, not only the process, but the behavior itself, the breadth of the behavior, and the harm that it is causing.
So interesting to hear your perspectives and insight. Professor Anita Hill, we thank you so much for your time. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Turning now to Louisiana, a state that's been battered by severe storms and hurricanes in the last 2 decades in particular. Hurricane Ida most recently dealt a devastating blow to the state's coast, nearly wiping out the barrier island of Grand Isle. But despite the hardships, people have gathered and persevered. Rob Marciano is on the ground for us, sharing the stories of resilience and strength as Louisiana recovers from that Category 4 hurricane.
Hurricane Katrina has been the benchmark of Louisiana storms, devastating New Orleans 16 years ago and changing lives forever. Since then, 9 hurricanes have hit the state. Most recently, Ida, a Category 4, packing record-setting winds of 150 miles per hour. Ida decimating the town of Ironton, located about an hour south of New Orleans. It's been wiped out by hurricanes 3 times in less than 2 decades.
You'd like to be protected like everybody else.
I sure do. This is America, and you know, and we feel like we've been rejected and overlooked and forgotten.
Reverend Haywood Johnson takes me inside the church he was baptized in and is now pastor.
The water level was here. That's where the water level was, and it was here for a week or so.
For a week, the water was that high.
Pulpit here, and got the choir stand.
So this is where you would preach on Sundays.
Yes.
It's that sense of community, that Southern spirit at the heart of what makes Louisiana strong in the face of a devastating loss. Mercy Chefs in Galliano, handing out over 200,000 meals across the state so far.
So you wouldn't be able to survive or do what you do without the help of neighbors volunteering?
No, neighbors helping neighbors are always the best way to find recovery.
Meantime, in Grand Isle, a 13-foot storm surge steamrolled the barrier island, leaving residents without water and damaging nearly 80% of the structures there. Even a month later, power for many in the state hasn't returned. The usual rainy season during this time of year hampering cleanup efforts.
This is where Hurricane Ida came ashore, and though all of these homes are built on stilts, almost none of them remain intact.
As we were interviewing Grand Isle's Mayor David Camerdell, he received a long-awaited call. The White House wants to talk.
How does that make you feel? A call with the White House. Some hope there, isn't there?
Yeah, it is.
Got to feel good.
Yeah.
I know it's been a tough month.
Yeah, we're going to rebuild.
Hang in there, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah.
Hang in there.
While the road to recovery seems long, Camerdell says the community will persevere.
As long as there's one grain of sand, plant the American flag, we're going to stay strong.
America's strong.
And America's strong. Yes. Sure is.
Staying strong there, our thanks to Rob. And still to come, the alleged Nazi who tried to escape just before her trial, and the mom giving back and helping to encourage other moms like her who delivered prematurely. Stay with us.
All right, here we go. You ready? Let's do it.
Yes, it's the show America wants and America needs right now.
This is What Would You Do? Let's go. How are you?
How cute. Yeah. So what will you be watching Saturdays on ABC News Live?
What would you do?
Hey, I guess I just found out.
The What Would You Do Marathon, 12 to 6 Eastern, every Saturday on ABC News Live.
My favorite show.
This is what being live is all about. This is ABC News Live.
All right, we're going to move back. Let's move back. We're surrounded by people squeezing into this bomb shelter.
We're on an urgent delivery run.
Not afraid to go there.
So my question, Mr. President, what are you so afraid of?
Breaking news, live events.
This is the moment.
Streaming straight to you, anytime, anywhere.
You just met one friend right here.
You're watching ABC News Live. Thanks for streaming with us.
Admit it. These days, what you need to know
seems to change just about every day.
What is it that you really want to know, need to know?
To help you not just get through your day,
but to make the most of it. Feel smarter.
Feel better.
Feel happier.
Well, how about a third hour of Good Morning America?
GMA 3, what you need to know. Now streaming on ABC News Live.
It's all about you.
This is American history. A violent white mob, a brutal attack, 300 black Americans killed right here in America. Now, it is time to uncover Tulsa's buried truth. The gripping story brought to light in a new podcast from ABC News. Available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app.
Sex, gambling, fraud, betrayal, and murder. Cutthroat Inc., the podcast. A family on a mission to find their son. A year's worth of conversations with the killer. Cutthroat Inc. Subscribe for free now on your favorite podcast app. Hours. Assault on the Capitol. The ABC News original. Exclusively on Hulu. Now streaming. Now with so much on the line, more Americans are turning to David Muir and ABC's World News Tonight than any other program across all of television.
Welcome back. We're tracking several international headlines at this hour. We head to Ecuador, where a battle between gangs inside a prison left more than 100 dead and at least 80 injured. Authorities have called it the worst prison bloodbath in the history of the country. The president has declared a state of emergency following the brutal brawl. Today marks Canada's first National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, which is intended to honor the thousands of Indigenous children who were lost to or survived residential schools. It is believed that some 150,000 children were forced to attend the church-run schools where many were physically and sexually abused. Prime Minister Trudeau applauded the courage of survivors. A former Nazi concentration camp secretary was on the run for hours today after she was due in trial. The 96-year-old, who was wanted on more than 11,000 counts of accessory to murder, was eventually found. Despite her current age, she will be tried in juvenile court because she was under the age of 21 at the time of the alleged crimes. She has said that she wasn't aware of the killings that occurred at the camp while she worked there. And before we go tonight, we want to bring you the story of a mom who was inspired to give back after her own difficult experience with giving birth, helping other families just like hers deal with the unexpected. ABC's Elizabeth Scholze has her story.
9 years ago, Maria Benteen found herself in a place she never expected to be, the Newborn Intensive Care Unit, or NICU.
My twin girls, Macy and Mia, were born at 25 weeks gestation, which means about 15 weeks early.
Macy and Mia were only 1 pound, 11 ounces each, their NICU stay lasting nearly 4 months.
When I got out of the NICU, I just had this overwhelming feeling that I just wanted to give back.
Maria is now division coordinator for the greater Philadelphia area of Project Sweet Peas, a nonprofit supporting families with newborns in intensive care.
Being in the NICU is a very isolating experience. A lot of times there's a lot of scary medical terms and statistics that come at you, and you're just kind of like overwhelmed.
Maria coordinates sending care packages to families like hers, providing gifts to promote bonding between parent and child, and to celebrate the newborn's milestones.
Like a special kimono-style onesie that says tiny but mighty for the very first days when your child's allowed to put on clothes.
And the pandemic hasn't stopped Maria from doing the work.
When COVID hit, we kind of had to take all of our programs virtual. So we collected gas gift cards and food gift cards, and then we sent the gift cards to the hospitals.
September is NICU Awareness Month, and Maria is coordinating the delivery of 300 care packages to 12 different hospitals in her area.
It's 100% volunteer work for me, from the fundraisers to what inventory we need to order, to collecting handmade items, to finding volunteers.
Hi. Macy and Mia often lending a hand.
We help pack the care packages. We put books and stuff for the babies.
Last year, the whole Benteen family participated in Project Sweet Pea's first annual virtual 5K to fundraise and spread awareness.
The money goes right back into our NICU care package programs, our holiday programs, our grant programs.
Macy and Mia admiring their mom.
I think it's nice for her to care about the babies in the NICU. I like that she's spreading kindness.
Elizabeth Scholze, ABC News, Washington.
Tiny but mighty. Our thanks to Elizabeth for that. And that is our show for tonight. Be sure to stay tuned to ABC News Live for more context and analysis of the day's top stories. I'm Lindsay Davis. Thanks so much for streaming with us. Have a great night.
This is what being live is all about.